This video is going to go through how you can add a file or link to a lesson in Schoology. So the first thing that you want to do is log into Schoology. And then once you're logged in, you're going to go up to the Courses drop-down menu. Up at the top, we hit that little upside down triangle and our courses will unfold. You're going to select the course and section that you want to add that file or link to. If you want to add it to multiple course sections at a time, just pick one, and I'll show you in this process how you can copy it to many others. So I'm going to choose my Math Skills Section 1 course. Make sure if you don't already have a lesson folder that you create one, because all materials in Schoology are packaged up in a folder. And so what you're going to do, here I have my introductory lesson. I want to add first of all, a Word document to it. So the way that I'm going to do that is if I look at the materials that I already have, you'll notice that when I hover my mouse over them, I get a dotted green line. And that will let me choose exactly where I want that item to go. So I want this document to go at the very beginning of this lesson. So I'm going to hover it over so that I get that green dotted line. If I click, I get a drop-down menu and I want to choose Add File Link. So I'm going to start with File. I get a menu that pops up. I choose Attach Files. And I choose my Math Vocabulary Word document. I press Open. Takes a few seconds for it to upload. Once it's complete, one of the other things that I can do here, well, first of all, I'll highlight that the green circle is colored, so that means that it's right now, when I add it, it's going to be public to students. If I choose if I untoggle that so that it's not colored, then students wouldn't be able to see that until I went in and I toggled it back on. To the right, I have the copy to courses. So this is where, because I have a Math Skills Section 1 and 2 class, if I want this to go to both of them, this is where I can copy it and I don't have to manually go in and add it again. Saves me a couple steps. So here I want it to go to my Math Skills Section 2 class, and I'm going to put it in my introductory lesson folder. If I press Add, now that Math Vocabulary Word document is in my lesson folder. Now I'm going to go through the process to add a link. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did before, choosing where I want it to go. So I want my link to go after my Word document. So I'm going to move my mouse till I get that green dotted line after the Word document. Click, choose Add File or Link. But this time I'm choosing link. Now link, it can be any website, so it can be a YouTube video, or it can be a specific link that has a game on it, or an article that you want students to read. And so what I'm going to do, I have this in my other tab, I have a YouTube video already up that I want to go into my course. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to highlight that URL and right click and copy, or you can use Control-C if you know the shortcut. Then I'm going to go back to my course, put my cursor in the link URL box, and I can right click and put paste, or I can use Control-V if you know the shortcut. Then what I'm going to do is these little green arrows that go in a circle. I do that, it will come up with actually the name of the YouTube video, or if it's a website, more often than not, it will come up with the name of the website. Now, what comes up you may not always want, like here, maybe I don't want YouTube in there, so I can click for my cursor in there and I can delete it. I can delete the whole thing and name it something else if I want, but it's a really nice feature to kind of save some steps for naming. It also is nice because it's, you know that it's checking the link. If the link wasn't valid, a title wouldn't show up. Some of the other choices down here before I click Add. The ABC, is toggled on, and that means displaying in Schoology. So this YouTube video will be displayed in Schoology, and that's really nice. I'm going to keep that on because that way when students are logged into Schoology, it's going to keep them in Schoology to watch that YouTube video. It's not going to take them out to YouTube, and kids aren't going to see all that junk on the side and whatnot and become distracted. The next one is visible to students. You toggle that on if you want students to be able to see it immediately. If not, you can toggle that off and go back in and toggle it back on when you're ready. And the last one again is copy to courses. So I want, just like with my file, I want this to go into my Math Skills section 2. So I'm going to choose that. Press add. And now my YouTube video shows up, and if I click on that, I can even check to make sure that it is a valid link. Um, and just check, because if you link to it and then you're like, oh, what did I link to again? You can click on it just to check it. Now again, because you check that students will see it in Schoology, they wouldn't be taken out to YouTube. They would actually see it in a window in Schoology.